from even the Villas that says this tapas Pulis football from Arteta stinks, which brings us nicely.
There's still some other super chats though.
Yeah. Let's go. Ijovi says first, happy birthday, Cam. Second, Chelsea is going to be a problem. Definitely top 4 this season. I want to save this super. Actually, we can do the super chat now because it's a nice segue into Arsenal from ZFB. Gents, what are we saying about the tossing yellow card versus Saliba red card? How does the PGMO explain the difference? How do you guys see it? Explain it.
Can I say my point? Because I can't lie. When I was driving here, I was actually thinking about it and I was looking at it and I was like, this is actually a tough one here. This is a tough one. I do think Saliba is a red card, first and foremost. This one, I could see why it can be a red card. I'm not going to lie. But let me just say what I think the difference is. Not justifying it. Whatever way you guys see it, you see it. Jota was actually coming from behind tossing. And by the time he had even got in contact, they were like, just side by side. Evan Nilsson, he was already ahead. Yeah. Do you get where I'm coming from? And so when I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, them two are kind of like, one's coming from behind, one's coming shoulder to shoulder, and then you look at the positioning of Colwill. Colwill was also there as well, like not too far off. So I'm thinking, okay, they're thinking where Jota ran from and how close is the nearest defender. Yeah. I think that's the reason why they didn't send him off.
Do you know what,
I think the Bournemouth one, I mean, the guy has passed you. You're going to be left for dead, Saliba. I mean, that's why I think it's a different red. I think there's confusion
But you also had Ben White there, kind of centrally not too far from it, who also maybe could have made the recovery as well. I think Saliba, had he actually not made the foul, I think he actually could have made a recovery as well. But
Facts.
Tosin one, I think for consistency purposes, I think that should have been a red, in my opinion. And I was saying it during the watch along because for me, it's like you're splitting hairs into what it is. And the minute these rules become hair splitting, it becomes a mess. So for me, that was 2 carbon copy situations where you're stopping a clear and goal scoring opportunity, which from the halfway line, I don't know how you can ever call that. But if that's the case, and then you think he's going to be through on goal, but for me, there was one centre-back there. You're going to discount those. That should be a red. I think Tosin should have been a red today, and I think that should have been a red today.
I don't think.
Because if that's not a red yesterday, we're not even having this discussion right now. If that was a yellow yesterday, today we're all talking, oh yeah, fine, that's fine. But because you gave that as a red, I feel like you've now set a precedent.
I don't think the Tosin one's a red. The Tosin one's red.
Directly similar.
But this is the consistency issue they always talk about with these referees. And I think this is a prime example of it.
But the thing is, you don't want to remove the grey area out of football.
Well, being around the bush, especially with Arsenal, in that situation there, big up production, Jack, that said, you have to, he's an Arsenal fan, he said, listen, you have to look at the situation. At that point in the game, Trossard, why have you made that pass? Number one. Number two,
he is the
you have a situation where you have a good goalkeeper, you have, good recovery speed, if not anything. Why is the red card option the one you went to?
Who for the ref?
Saliba. Why have you?
Nah, panic moments. It's panic moments. You can't. Trust me. In them moments, there's nothing to legislate for. It's like you know when you go past the goalkeeper and they shoot and you just handball it. That wasn't in your mind. It's instinct.
It's a reflex.
I heard that.
Oh shit! Boom.
I heard that.
You're not gonna be thinking, oh shit. Hold on. Wait. I've got David Raya, who's a really good goalkeeper. You're not going to do that. You're like, oh, bam.
I hate you. But again, this is why, and again, not to bring the conversation, but that's what the conversation is. We're talking about the best of the best here. We're talking about someone that we're saying that potentially against Van Dijk, Konate, and whatnot.
Van Dijk did the same against Newcastle. Don't forget
Which
that.
one?
He did the same against Newcastle. He went last season, I think it was. The ball came over and he got sent off, bringing the guy down. Panic moment, same thing. That's a different situation.
Virgil would never. Virgil,
man, it's just instinct.
I hate, but what I'm saying is, it's one of those things where, the action of where it was, it's like I don't think he needed to.
No, I get you.
I don't think he needed to. It can happen.
He's done dirty by Trossard putting him in.
No, 100%. It's all on Trossard. It's all on Trossard.
I think Trossard.
And then Trossard did the crime, and then didn't have to get subbed off either.
It's worse that it's because it's Trossard.
Yeah,
that
of all people.
No. I'm talking about it's your own teammate.
Yeah,
that is instant panic.
Yeah.
If it was Christie did a nice ball to Vincent, bro, and Saliba was out of position,
dealt with that.
He not even dealt with. Forget about dealing with it. He would have never taken him down, bro. Because he would have been anticipating a ball. Oh, I made a mistake. Boom. He wouldn't have done that. But it's the fact that you're just standing there in a calm moment. My man is offside, by the way. We're forgetting that. He was obviously in an offside position initially, and then Trossard boots it back. That's instant panic. Your own teammate. like I think,
mind you,
I was even angry at Saliba.
I still think even after the red card, I expected Bournemouth to like take control of the game, but Arsenal actually stayed in it. I felt like
Arsenal shown that they can play football with 10 men.
And then your boy Gabriel Martinelli, of course, had that goal.
He had that
golden chance to kind of redeem himself of everything and just kind of put Arsenal in a comfortable position. To be fair, because they take that, you know what they're gonna do: sit back, 4 centre backs, lock it off, and who knows, they would have walked away.
To finish.
That was one of those chances where I'm just like, I genuinely think there's a lot of Arsenal fans who sold their stocks then and there. I can't forgive this.
Bro, you see in moments, right, when Arsenal fans, when they talk about, damn, how do we lose, who was it? Let's say like Brighton. Yeah. How do we lose to Fulham last season? West Ham.
You
don't want that to be one of them games, and you're going to look at it. You're going to look at these highlights. That's a moment where Martinelli, I count that, as we always say, high leverage. That's a high leverage moment.
Yep.
Forget about, some people always think that the high leverage stuff just means top 6 games.
Yeah.
No. 0-0. What was it? 0-0. It was 0-0.
Yeah, it was
0-0 at the time. 10 men away. Bro, Martinelli, bro. You've got to just bury that. You've got to.
And it was how he hit it straight at him as well. He didn't go for any corner as well. It was just this way. And
what did you make of Arteta's comments?
What did he say?
He kept repeating about the chance.
Oh, he kept saying, we missed a big chance at the end. And I was like, he knows himself that was a costly opportunity, because he was like, maybe we could have managed the game after that. But then even the irony of them being undone by a set piece after that as well was just...
Yeah.
And Christie, I think he said as well, he's usually the last name to be registered for set pieces.
But the thing is, though, let's like, think
Arsenal
about
didn't play great before that.
But it's not even, bro. It's
they didn't play great.
I looked at the lineup, and I promise you, no word of a lie, I laughed.
Bro, you knew it was going to be a long day.
I looked at the lineup and I laughed, bro. When I saw
no Saka,
Moreno,
no Odegaard,
Rice, I saw Sterling, Havertz, and Trossard. Bro, I laughed, and the performance for me matched what I thought I was going to see.
3 DMs.
It wasn't nice, man. Moreno, everything he was doing was looking clunky.
He had a
one
big
time
chance
the ball,
as well.
he booted the ball in the air. I was like, brother, this is Arsenal now. Like, you're on the main screen. You can't be you can't be booting the ball in the air.
You're not ITV4.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, but when I was looking at it, I thought Arsenal were just, I don't know. Again, I'm not flipping Nwaneri's agent, but I just look at moments like that and I'm like, come on, man. No,
out there, bro.
Yeah, no Odegaard, no Saka. You need some, like, offensive quality, bro. Like, put him in. Like, I feel like sometimes it's like, was that really necessary, that lineup for Bournemouth? Was that necessary?
Was that
necessary? Do you know what I'm trying to say, though? Like, I don't know, man.
No, I think a lot of Arsenal fans share that sentiment. Again, losing 2-0 is not something you want to do. I think the issue with Arsenal is, a lot of Arsenal fans were saying before this, not really missed Odegaard.
I think they've missed Odegaard.
What?
Some of them
Arsenal fans say that.
I don't think Odegaard.
You are out of your mind.
I'm telling you, it's like, we've still been able to create.
You're in denial.
Saka's been able to create.
You're in denial.
These were injury enforced, but you've seen what happens when they don't have those two there.
But you know, listen.
No,
if you miss KDB and Rodri, that's their let's say that's their version of KDB and Rodri.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel it. If Salah and Van Dijk didn't play, you're gonna feel it.
But don't make it harder for yourself.
My thing
don't make it harder for yourself.
You had to look again. We're all talking about fine little details about the best teams. We just spoke about Liverpool. We just spoke about City. I said it before, and I'm saying it again. I just don't think a Moreno, Calafiori, and Raheem Sterling summer was
100%.
That is a disappointing win. That is not a good window, bro. It is not. And look, we always thought, because maybe people are going to stay fit. Saka was like Bruno. Them men are indestructible. They never were missing games. But now you're missing it, and it's Sterling. And I'm like, bro, that's a big difference in quality.
This is the one benefit that they had over the past 2 years, where they didn't actually pick up any injuries to any of their key players. Saliba, Gabriel, fit all season. Rice last year, fit all year. Odegaard, fit all year. Saka, fit all year. And we always looked at the Liverpool situations and these big injuries that City gets sometimes, and you think, that can impact your season. Arsenal have now had it early doors in the season, and you've seen, bro, it's like night and day.
And then already we're at a point where, obviously there was some signings that maybe were made a few summers ago, like Fabio Vieira, who's now gone.
Yeah.
You've got Jesus, who he's now literally becoming absolute.
He's a bench
absolute. So he's like,
Zinchenko.
brother, it's like, what are you actually doing out there these days? You know what I'm saying? So now it's getting to a point where it's the signings that they've already made,
it's time to
not
move
even
on.
contributing now.
Kivior costing them the second
brother,
goal.
that's a signing that Arteta made. My man's doing this. He's average. Do you get where I'm coming from? So when I look at it and I'm looking at the depth, I'm like, I just keep saying that summer. And the reason, because this season I want Arsenal to win the league, bro. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh,
you can't
man.
see it.
Nah, not with that summer. I don't know. Let's see.
But
They
again,
need to get their players back.
Do you think? I mean,
We've
spoken about every
there's no
team.
guarantee your players come back.
At
Like
the beginning,
that, you know what I mean? So
the first few
Tottenham
episodes,
Hotspurs, Poch.
the first few seasons of FCM, we were saying that how whether you think that Foden's great or not, whatever. City had a situation where they could leave Foden on the bench and they could leave all the players that played in the Euros. And it's kind of like, you guys, cool, it's fine. We said that Arsenal are probably going to have to give an annual leave to their players because they're so needed. Saka's not playing. You start looking around and thinking, oh shit, who's actually going to score a goal? What, begging for an academy prospect to come in and start playing games because we know of the quality. But he still then has to settle to the water. So it's like, that then means then that there's a lack of something that we're saying that Ethan has to be the guy to...
No, but maybe you can say that's something with Arteta, because remember when Arteta started, it was ESR and Saka that maybe he was never going to lose his job, but from the outside looking in, there was a point where you're thinking, whoa, now it's peak for Arteta. And Saka and ESR said, what? Bro, we're Haylen boys. We're gonna carry the mantle.
Yeah.
I think ESR nearly got 10 league goals or something like that. And Saka did this thing. So I'm just looking at, you need maybe just a little burst of life. Why not put in an academy player or something? Because really and truly, the way I'm looking at it, with someone like, let's say, for example, Sterling, he's come in. When I'm seeing him, if he's going to be a Saka replacement, it kind of feels like it's not much different to like a Reece Nelson.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that's... Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Because let's keep it 100. You may think, respect Raheem Sterling, and I do. We've spoken about it many times.
Facts.
But after this Arsenal spell, where do man think Sterling's going, bro? Do we think he's going to the...
Guangdong.
Going to the best team? Nah, I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, disrespectful.
But he's looking at those type of teams, or unless he can get to like Milan with Tammy and them man there. But you're looking at something like that. So I don't know, man.
Again, without dragging it out, because again, I don't think it's a Raheem Sterling thing. But if you look at how Arsenal,
no. He's just part of the summer.
I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is,
if Moreno is not a starter in Arsenal's best 11.
If you were to equate it, the window before, and again, I'm so glad you brought it up when you were saying that Arsenal did the Jorginho whatever window. At that time, for where Arsenal were
for the short term,
that window was beneficial.
Yeah.
Arsenal at the same proposition of when they were doing that window. So the Raheem Sterling loan move, it's like, okay, you've got depth option, but is that the option that's going to make you go for toe with Manchester City, with all of their depth? I don't know. Calafiori signing, yes, it's going to mean that you've got more defenders, but is that the thing that's going to take you over the line? And that's when we speak about Arsenal, we're talking about a team that needs to go over the line now. You've been there, you've flirted with teams, you had a few results that didn't make you win the league last year. What is that thing that's going to push you over the line? And I don't think the way that it's been manoeuvred by Arsenal necessarily does that. It's not stuff you look at and you go, oh, okay, we're talking now.
Of course. And I don't think anyone really did this summer. Liverpool didn't sign anybody. This isn't Chiesa. Man City brought in Savinho they brought back Gundogan, right? But in terms of like, we're talking about ceiling rate, like something that can lift the level, they didn't really do anything. But City have the luxury of saying, hold on a second, we won the last 4 Premier Leagues. You know what I mean?
And
one team was trying to...
Savinho, as a signing, when you thought what he did last year, you thought, you know what, this is going to be interesting, how it fits in. It's still something that you go, oh, okay.
Yeah, but I think Calafiori, I think he's good. I think he's somebody, when I look at, for example, if Ben White and Timber, he's somebody that, can slot in and you can maintain the level.
Yeah.
I just think when I'm looking at the other two, I'm just like, listen, I've seen Moreno. I think he's decent. I don't think he's a game changer in any way. I still actually believe that Partey, Rice and Odegaard is their best midfield. But maybe you can say that's great depth. But is it? I don't know. And people are saying that Rice... People will say that Rice will move to the 6 and Moreno will move midfield and Odegaard will be the 10, in the advanced 8 in their best 11. I don't really think Arteta sees Rice as a 6 anymore, bro. I don't.
You think he looks at him as a left-sided 8?
He looks at him as a left-sided 8, bro. So I think you'll see more of, if there's ever going to be a situation where it is Rice that's playing 6, it'll probably be Jorginho, or it'll probably still be Thomas Partey. Trust me. You'll see.
I don't think.
When was the last time he put him 6 starting?
Yeah. Jorginho in 2025.
I'm just saying though, but when was the last time you saw him starting consecutive games as the 6? It's not that often anymore.
I think, listen,
I still think that's his best role, I'll be honest with you.
I do too, but
listen,
I'm just
man,
saying.
I don't think
it's our opinions don't matter. It's Arteta's.
Boy, listen, Arsenal are still going to be in and amongst it. I think what this showcases is, especially with in the Pep era, losing 3 points, it stings. Because that's what it can come down to come May. It's the game that you lost to Bournemouth for no reason. And I think that's why the discourse is so much. I think the issue with Arsenal is they just have to get back on the horse and then get back to winning quickly and hopefully you can get all of the players back in. Because, boy, listen, the league can... The league contention can get away from quickly. Then you got the Champions League games coming.
Bournemouth and then Liverpool next at home.
Nah, I actually think Arsenal are going to win that game. I think Arsenal are going to win that game.
It'll be a draw.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I think Arsenal will do that one. Emirates, yeah.
Saliba will be a big miss. What's that mean? Centre back.
Saka has to be fit though. But you know, right now this week he's getting them injections, bro.
Oh, 100%.
He's getting.
I don't think he'll play Shakhtar midweek.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
Listen, man. United.